Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Total Extreme Wrestling video. This is episode number 40 or 41, might be one of them, but we are the final week before TLC. That's not Tender Loving Care, there's none of that happening. It's going to be fishers, it's going to be tables, ladders and chairs. Oh my, let's do this. This should be pretty big. I will preface this, I will say this now, when I did the stream for this, I went into it with no plan for this week at all. And long-time viewers of this series knows that usually means some mental madness is about to happen. So let's go. Let's drop it. Oh, this should be interesting. Monday Night Raw this week opens up with a pretty good in-ring competition. 673 for this one. This is all building up to the Raw Tag Team Championship match at TLC this Sunday. It's going to be the Hurt Business versus the New Day. And Bobby Lashley has beaten Kofi Kingston here in a match which I'm really hoping will boost Lashley. Lashley's at a 59.60 popularity. Kofi's at a 69.70 popularity. So, yeah, I'm hoping it'll boost Bobby Lashley here. 63 from Big Bob. Kofi Kingston 79. But Lashley gets the clean win. 14 minutes. A Dragon Sleeper as well. So he's made Kofi tap out, or at least pass out, you could say. And post-match, as the heels are celebrating, Damian Priest and Xavier Woods would have been at ringside, you see. As the heels are celebrating, Woods gets in the ring to try and drag Kofi out, away from danger. And the Hurt Business used this opportunity to continue to destroy the New Day. 73 for the segment. This is good build, actually, for the Raw Tag Team Championships. It's going to help the champions, in particular, being in the ring with the New Day. And, yeah, we'll see what happens on Sunday. The Hurt Business get control tonight. We did a post-match, we did a backstage segment. Braun Strowman is being interviewed by, it would have to be a male interviewer for reasons about to become clear, but it would have to be a male interviewer. I don't know who they've got doing it right now. You could say Byron Saxton went back there because, you know, screw Byron Saxton. Yeah, he's doing a backstage interview. He's asked about last week, and Byron says, look, last week, you kind of were quite dangerous, really, with that double chokeslam. And Strowman doesn't like his attitude. He is a babyface, but Braun Strowman is a Hulk Hogan-style babyface, so let's be careful with that. Yeah, Braun Strowman decides he's had enough of that, and he chucks Josh Matthews. I was going to say, that was the guy who got chucked originally, which is the thing I've got in my head. But no, Byron Saxton goes flying. Braun Strowman has laid his hands on an official. 74. We'll move with it, shall we? We went also backstage where Bayley approaches Nia Jax. Nia's in the main event tonight in a street fight. Yep, I'm going with it. Bayley says, look, if you were the one that attacked Becky Lynch, just admit it, because you should be proud about it. And tonight you need to take her out of action for good. Bayley stirring the pot here. Stirring the pot and giving a bit of a hype towards the main event. 47, not great. Six-man tag here for 67. Not fantastic here. Alistair couldn't carry it. He was in a six-man team, or a three-team, alongside Apollo Crews and Cedric Alexander. Cannot speak tonight. Riddick Moss, Angel Garza and Austin Theory were the heel team, and Riddick Moss took the pin. Alistair Black gets the win. It looked strong going into Sunday when he got Seth Rollins in a TLC match. So, yeah, we needed Alistair to get a win here. Got these guys out on the card. It'll help Garza and Theory being in the ring with the likes of Alistair and Apollo and Cedric. Apollo and Cedric a little low there. 54s, a little low. Shayna Baszler cut a promo on Charlotte Flair for 72, and she gets a little bit personal here. You can say that she talks about how Charlotte Flair gets title shot after title shot, where Shayna Baszler had to claw her way up. She had to claw her way from the UFC, from NXT, right here on Raw. She's had to claw her way to the top, and she is the queen of the submission right here on Monday Night Raw. But Charlotte Flair wants to take the throne. She's got to earn it. 72. Shayna Baszler will be watching on, you would think, when Charlotte takes on Bayley later. Okay, we did a backstage segment where The Miz and John Morrison are rushing Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is in action against The Miz tonight, so the heels decide to, let's put a stop to that. Let's beat him up now. Keith Lee comes onto the scene now, makes the save from the brawl. We do it as a backstage thing for 72. And, yeah, it's building. It's building. Christian Cage, I need to change his name. I keep doing it. Christian's backstage, the Raw GM, where he comes up to Braun Strowman and says, listen, I don't care whether you're a monster or what, but you cannot put your hands on my employees. So guess what? Tonight, 6 days before you go up for the WWE Championship in an elimination tables match, you're going to face them tonight, both of them, Andrade and AJ Styles, in a handicap match. Braun Strowman being punished tonight. 73. Kairi Sane defeated Ruby Riott for 64. We wanted to get a match on the card here. More than anything, Kairi Sane gets a win. It'll help her momentum. Ruby Riott's a bit of a jobber, so that's fine. 60 from Kairi, 45 from Ruby Riott. Yeah, it is what it is. No storyline to it, just two workers putting on a decent match, hopefully. Becky cut a promo on Nia Jax ahead of the main event. She talks about how she's had all this anger building up inside her as she sat for 2 months and watched the women's division move on without her. But now she's back. She is ready to be the star again. But tonight she needs to handle her personal business. Tonight she takes out her anger on Nia Jax. And whether she wants to admit it or not, Becky will not be a victim anymore. Nia Jax will be the victim tonight. 73. Becky is more angry than usual is the idea. Keith Lee cuts a promo on The Miz for 69. He says, you know what these guys want to do is exactly what Drew McIntyre said it was. Cowardice. Well, Keith Lee's no coward. Keith Lee will stand up and be counted because tonight Keith Lee will be in Drew McIntyre's corner when he takes on The Miz later on. 69. We are building. We're building. That match was next for the record, and a 79 is probably going to be the best match of the night, perhaps, so it's a good match. 81, Drew McIntyre, The Miz. 72, Keith Lee was at ringside, and he put a stop to a lot of The Miz and Morrison's heel tactics, and Drew McIntyre can get the win. Post-match, frustrated at not being able to get one over on Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee. John Morrison takes control of the mic, and in his way that he's been doing this year, John Morrison's mouth gets him in trouble. He says, you know what, guys, fine, because we can beat you fair and square. We want to beat you in a tag match. We want to do it at TLC. Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee nod to accept. The Miz, well, you can see that it wasn't his plan because John Morrison's kind of got impulsive there. But yeah, we're doing it. Drew, Keith Lee, The Miz and John Morrison. Yeah, should be pretty good. Nia Jax is, again, still backstage where she's approached by Mandy Rose this time. And Mandy says, look, this isn't personal, but I just don't want to see anyone get hurt. Tonight, Becky is angrier than ever. Well, let's be honest, you can do some damage. And in a street fight, anything can happen. But as a women's division, we need to stand together. And this match doesn't need to happen. Nia Jax cuts her off, though, by choking her out. She chokes out Mandy Rose backstage. Nia Jax, lethal and violent, not listening and ready to go tonight. 46. It's Nia. 75 there for a good tag match here. Ciampa and Bryan do the business. We still need a name for Tommaso Ciampa and Daniel Bryan. Goat Killer or Psycho Goats is not going to do it for me, I'm afraid. We need something. Daniel Bryan, though, an 85 in this. He is enjoying himself in a tag division on Monday Night Raw, which is good to see. Tommaso Ciampa 67. They defeated Brendan Vink and Jinder Mahal. Ciampa defeated Brink? Sure, Brendan Vink. 45 from him, 53 from Jinder Mahal. Pretty good stuff. Daniel Bryan carrying it, but pretty good stuff. Sami Zayn cut a promo and Sammy Guevara. We're doing the Battle of the Sammys tonight. They say, look, Sammy Guevara keeps fighting. And Sami Zayn, well, he appreciates it. In fact, you know what? He respects it. But what he won't appreciate and what he won't respect is Sammy Guevara leaving in a stretcher tonight. But that's what he signed up for, I suppose. 67 Sami Zayn promo. Not bad. The match itself got a 70, which is very good. Sami Zayn 66, Sammy Guevara 58, and Sami Zayn gets the victory with the haluva kick. Sammy Guevara came into this one, if you remember, already hurt after the attack last week, so we can play into that, and Zayn wins with a haluva kick. In pecking order-wise, it's probably about right. Guevara's pretty good, but he's not quite been pushed at that level yet, whereas Zayn's come in on Raw with the Artist Collective, and he's getting a bit of a push. So yeah, continues. 70, good match. AJ Styles approaches Andrade in the locker room and says, look, tonight, this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to make it the one-on-one match that it should have been at TLC. Andrade seems to be listening. AJ Styles says, we can take out the giant. We can take out the monster and make it just between us. And they look like they're plotting as we leave the scene. 70. Pretty good, actually. Charlotte Flair defeated Bayley for a 73 with a fast roll-up to protect Bayley a little bit. Charlotte Flair 75, Bayley 60. You can tell this story that it was tight. It was an equal match in a lot of ways. Charlotte Flair and Bayley put on a match. Both women could have got the victory, but Charlotte Flair escapes with the roll-up to win, showing a bit of initiative in the ring, you could say. 75 from her is really good. Bayley 60. Charlotte Flair goes into Sunday with momentum. Good chemistry as well, worth remembering. Post-match, as she's celebrating, she's attacked from behind by Shayna Baszler, who chokes her out does the choke thing that she does. 72 for the post-match segment. Yeah, just to add a little bit more heat to Sunday. It's done quite well, this. I think they'll have a good match on Sunday at TLC for the championship. Charlotte and Shayna. Okay, so it was time for the handicap match, but as you can see, we didn't quite do it. We didn't quite do the handicap match. We did AJ Styles, Braun Strowman and Andrade going out there for the handicap match when Outcome Austin Theory and Angel Garza too. Oh yes, there was a plan in place, but Andrade wasn't in on it because it was a plan against him too. AJ Styles, Theory and Garza beat down Andrade. Well, they beat down Braun Strowman first as the 4, and then they turn on Andrade too. AJ Styles stands tall with his championship and on the go home show. So yeah, clever from AJ Styles, clever. What have we got next? I believe it's main event time. So it's Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, street fight. Becky trying to get revenge for an attack, we think, anyway. 75 for that segment. So will it do better than that? It needs to do better than a 79, hopefully. Not sure it will. Becky and Nia in a street fight. Oh, God. Oh, no. That's not good. Becky Lynch sustained a cracked tailbone. She put in a good performance still, despite that, 71. She gets the win in the hardcore match. Clean victory. But it looks like she's got an injury. Not good. Not good. In the post-match segment, Becky celebrating. Nia Jax gets on the mic and she says, listen, you know what? You can beat the hell out of me all you want, but I didn't attack you. I didn't attack you, and I can prove it. And Nia Jax points to the screen, or a video comes on the screen to show where Becky's been attacked. We don't see who attacked her, but we know Becky's there. But what we see in the background is Shayna Baszler running the opposite direction. We don't know why. Shayna Baszler running in the opposite direction. Yeah, that segment got a 68, so that'll lead into Sunday. Becky, looks like Shayna Baszler might be the next target. Gives us a 65. I took a risk, and it did not pay off at all. Okay, main event kicks off with AOP defeating Heavy Machinery. Aiken pinning Tucker. Only gave it 5 minutes. 51. Heavy Machinery are trash. Literally. Heavy trash, but trash. 57 apiece for AOP, 53 for Tucker, Otis 63. I don't know how that's got a 51 either. Right, thanks. Big E's backstage when he's approached by Jackson Riker. Of course, we know this week on SmackDown, Big E has a tag team championship opportunity. All he's got to do is pick a tag team partner. Jackson Riker says, look at me. Look at these guns. Look at them. He should be the tag team partner. 69, Big E just walks away. Bayley defeated Nikki Cross in about 4 minutes too. Not a lot of time for the matches tonight, unfortunately. It's probably going to bring us down to 54, Bayley 59, Nikki Cross 52. Fine, it is what it is. You'd expect that to be better though, to be honest. Big E is then approached by Mojo Rawley. Now this has opened up a conversation in the chat, and I'm going to drop it to YouTube now as well. And I'm not taking credit for this. This was the chat. How can Mojo Rawley's whole thing is he doesn't get hyped. He stays hyped. But how can he stay hyped if he hasn't got hyped? It blew my mind. 62. Mojo Rawley will not be the tag team partner. Let's just say that. Becky Lynch got a promo on Shayna Baszler for 71. After the end of Raw, she says, Shayna Baszler better watch her back. A tease that Becky Lynch might be involved on Sunday. The Iconics are back, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Billie Kay is back from her injury, meaning we can put the tag team championships on the line, and an iconic victory for the Iconics here, defeating the Kabuki Warriors and Lacey and Carmella. I just wanted to put a title match on the line. Why not? That's it. There's no real storyline to it. That's it. 53. Fine. We're not doing the turns yet. Bo Dallas is the final one to go up to Big E. He says, listen, 70 actually. This is really well. Bo Dallas says, I understand that I may not be favoured right now. I understand that I may not have momentum. But I do believe that me and you, as one of the very first NXT champions, of course, they were both like, I think Bo was second and Big E was third or third and fourth, either way. Bo Dallas says, as former NXT champions, we can team together. We can win the tag team championships. All you've got to do is, and before he can say it, Big E walks away again. So Bo Dallas quietly, sadly to himself, just mutters the word, Bo leave. Very sad for Bo Dallas, 70. He's sad and pathetic right now. Right, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day got a promo on the Hurt Business, 72. They say that they will become tag team champions once again on Sunday. Right, main event time, Reigns event time. Of course, Roman Reigns in the main event again. This time he's up against John Morrison for a 67. Why? 10 minutes they got. Reigns beat Morrison with the spears. Well, with the spear. Reigns 80. Morrison 65. Again. Why? Right, fine. Whatever. Main event gets us 67. NXT this week kicks off with a match we hyped up last week. Cameron Grimes in action against Tony Nese. Cameron Grimes got a win last week and he gets another win this week. Cameron Grimes is getting a little bit of a push. And the interesting thing here will be that Cameron Grimes wins with a new submission. A sort of hammerlock variant, let's go with. I'm making that up off the top of my head. But it's a mat-based submission. Cameron Grimes wins. New submission. Yeah. 54. Not bad. Afterwards, Cameron Grimes is interviewed in the ring or backstage. It can be backstage, to be fair. Grimes is asked about his upturning fortune. What's changed for Cameron Grimes? And Grimes says, listen, I understood that I wasn't going where I needed to go in NXT. So I did reach out. I've had help. I've had a trainer. And since then, I've been more focused than ever. And Cameron Grimes will go right to the very top. To the very top. To the moon, you could say. But to the very top. 46. It's all right. Adam Cole and Matt Riddle are backstage. Riddle comes into Cole and says, listen, tonight we're on the same page. Tonight we're on the same team. But I don't trust you. Tonight, I need to be able to trust you. Adam Cole, you have terrorized this brand for 2 years alongside the Undisputed Era. But now I understand things have changed for you. But I've focused on one thing. I'm focused on the NXT Championship. So please do not make me regret this tonight. 71. Why would anybody trust Adam Cole? The Way were in action against Deonna Purrazzo and Mercedes Martinez for a 45. This isn't too bad. It's for NXT Women's Division. Candice was the best with 51. Indy 31. Mercedes 34. Deonna 32. Fine. The Way get their first win as a tag team. Indy Hartwell getting the submission as well. That'll help her. Okay, we did a backstage video. We are debuting them next week. We're hyping it up next week. The debut of the Rascals. The Rascals are here in NXT and they will debut next week. Trey Miguel needs a gimmick change straight away. I don't know why he's got an old school face gimmick. I will change that. 56, fine. Speaking of debuting NXT tag teams, though. They're not the only ones. That's right, the North are here. A 47 rated segment isn't too great, but it was a squash match, so it's fine. 57 from Ethan Page. Josh Alexander, 68. So these are real players in the tag division straight away. Real players in the tag division. Ethan Page might need a gimmick change as well, because that's poor. So, yeah. Post-match, as they're celebrating, they're run off by the War Raiders. Now, a few weeks ago, of course, the War Raiders were attacked in the parking lot area. Nobody knew who attacked them, but of course they knew who attacked them. They knew who would have attacked them. And here they are to get revenge. So the North were the team that attacked the War Raiders. And we're starting this up. The North and the War Raiders. Should be a good feud. We did a new segment for Chelsea Green. She was terrible with no script to follow, so I'm glad she backed us up there. She looked lost. Good stuff. This is the Green Room. That's right. We're giving Chelsea Green a talk show. And on it tonight, the NXT Women's Champion, Dakota Kai, and her challenger at the next takeover, Tegan Nox. Now, they do a real personal promo about here. They go into their friendship. They go real personal. But Tegan's fighting back more than ever. Of course, we did this feud a few months ago, and Tegan was a little bit reluctant to try and hurt someone who she still considered a friend, but no more. That is over. Tegan Nox is vicious on the mic, just like she's vicious in the ring, backing up or equaling Dakota Kai's viciousness too. So a real vicious promo battle between the two of them. No physicality. This is about the words. 54. Pretty good. Right, we had more in-ring competition for a 62. So this isn't bad, actually. Pete Dunne defeated Zach Gibson for a 15-minute match. 70 from Pete Dunne, 59 from Zach Gibson. I was interested to see how Zach Gibson would do in a singles match. Actually, he's better off in the tag team, it seems, at the moment. So that's a shame. 62, though. Pretty good. A good win for Pete Dunne. Watching on backstage was Karrion Kross, and he's about to cut a promo on Pete Dunne when he's interrupted by Breezango. Last week's main event ended with Kross and Breezango brawling to the back. Tyler Breeze says, you know what? He does not get pushed around by anybody, let alone somebody who kind of looks like, were you rejected for the Hitman role? I'm pretty sure you were rejected for the Hitman role. Bit more comedy, you could say, from Breezango, if anyone finds that funny. Doubt it. In the end, it ends up with Breezango making the challenge. Tyler Breeze wants Karrion Kross next week. 70, good segment though. We did a Cruiserweight Championship celebration. Last week, of course, Santos Escobar was crowned your Cruiserweight Champion. So they celebrate Legado del Fantasma. There's red carpet. There's champagne. It's all a little bit fancy. And out comes Lince Dorado to interrupt it because this is professional wrestling. Lince Dorado says, last week you got the victory over me and you did it on your own, and I respect you for that. You showed how good you can be. But that Cruiserweight Championship means you are the target week in and week out, and I'm not done fighting because I have come to NXT to win that championship, and I will not stop until I do. Lince Dorado enters the ring as he's doing this promo, so he gets beaten down 3-on-1 by Legado del Fantasma. It brings out Jake Atlas for the save, but it's still 3-on-2. So the real save, the returning Isaiah Swerve Scott, attacked, of course, by Santos Escobar a few weeks ago. He is back. And the Cruiserweight division, if you ignore the segment rating anyway, is bubbling, which is good. Bandido is also in the Cruiserweight division. He cuts a promo on Oney Lorcan for 51. He struggled a little bit, ironically. Bandido also makes mention of Santos Escobar, makes mention of Lince Dorado. He says that championship will be Bandido's. Bandido versus Oney Lorcan then gets us a 69, so that's good. That's really good. Bandido 63, Oney Lorcan 43. Again, a good match between the two. You could say this time it's a little bit more competitive. Oney Lorcan is coming back. He's blocking a few moves. He's countering some because he's done his homework this time. But Bandido in the end gets the victory. The Revolution fly and Oney Lorcan is beaten. Right. That wasn't bad. And we did we hyped it all night that Pentagon Jr. was going to be interviewed in the ring and he was going to announce why he is NXT. He's going to just reveal why. And as that interview is happening, Timothy Thatcher He comes out onto the stage with a chair and he sits down on the stage just watching the ring. Pentagon Jr. is obviously distracted by this. Pentagon Jr. gets annoyed at this, and he's sort of facing the ramp, which gives the perfect opportunity for Cameron Grimes to come from behind and attack Pentagon Jr. with a chair, leaving Pentagon Jr. laying. Timothy Thatcher was there watching for a reason. Cameron Grimes earlier mentioned that he's been training with someone. He's been training with Timothy Thatcher. 56, so a good segment. Right, main event then for a 79. That's really good, and the faces have really brought the good stuff, actually. Adam Cole and Matt Riddle defeat O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, the Undisputed Era. Matt Riddle making Bobby Fish tap with the guillotine choke. This is good. 83 apiece for Riddle and Cole, 67 apiece for the heels. Good main event match, and the faces win. They also win the post-match segment as Finn Balor and Roderick Strong look to attack with O'Reilly and Fish down, you see. O'Reilly and Fish down. So Balor and Roderick Strong look to attack, but Adam Cole and Matt Riddle actually work together to clear the ring. And it's a little story being told here that if you trust Adam Cole, particularly when it comes against the Undisputed Era, you might get some luck. 74, good end to the show. Gets us to 71. The main event saved us because the rest of the show was quite up and down. But it's still not bad. NXT UK this week kicks off in a pretty big way. We kick off with a no disqualification match in the women's division and a win for Martina for 29-27 apiece for both women who are both off their game. One of those weeks, honestly. Anyway, Martina wins. Zia Brookside post-match looks a little bit desolate, looks a bit not knowing what's going on, and when she's interviewed, she's asked, look, disappointing result, but what's next for Zia Brookside? And she says, well, I don't know. I don't know. She does not know what to do going forward after that loss. 28. Killian Dane and A-Kid put on a pretty good tag team match with Gallus here for 8 minutes. 47 the segment rating. 34 for A-Kid, 54 for Killian Dane, carrying it. 42 from Mark Coffey. Wolfgang, 31. A-Kid submits Mark Coffey, and a new tag team perhaps in the NXT UK division here. Maybe we should call them A Dane rather than A Train to stop it. Kaylee Ray comes down to ringside. She's on commentary for the next matchup between Julia and Piper Niven. She's got her eyes on two potential challengers for her NXT UK Women's Championship. And the match itself gets to 41. That's pretty good too. Julia defeated Piper Niven. Only got about 7 minutes. It's NXT UK, remember. And Julia 41, Piper Niven 31. Sorry, 40 and 31. Julia with the win. And she looks really, really strong in this women's division right now. There's a title shot in her future, you would think. Joe Hendry and Eddie Dennis, the Prestige, had an interview typing up their upcoming tag match with the Welsh Dragons. Joe Hendry was good. Eddie Dennis was bad, interestingly. This should be a good match between the two when we eventually do it. Right, main event time, I think. Oh, no, there's one more segment. The Ojmo is backstage cutting a promo, talking about how last week he got rid of Noam Dar. He's done with Noam Dar, and he is looking up. He is looking right to the very top of NXT UK. And in walks Chris Brooks to the scenes, and he says, listen, we came into this company at around the same time, and you have been soiling yourself with curtain jerkers, let's say, whereas I have been in the ring with the NXT UK champion. You will not go to the very top, because the very top is where Chris Brooks will be standing. You ain't got what it takes, kid. 60, and that's right, we're opening it up. The Ojmo and Chris Brooks going forward. Great segment, by the way. Really good segment. The main event then, Tyler Bate against Alexander Wolf for a 62. So that's pretty good. Pretty solid stuff for NXT UK. Tyler Bate gets the victory, 66. Alexander Wolf, 31. And this is building towards it. We are officially kickstarting the road to Tyler versus Volta. We're doing it. And post-match, we really ramp it up. Tyler Bate is celebrating. Volta's furious at one of the Imperium members losing. So he is a little bit tentative. Well, temperamental is the right word. Tyler Bate makes the title gesture and invites Walter into the ring, who actually gets in the ring, and we end the show with a brawl between the two men. That's how we go off air. No one wins the brawl. We go off air with the brawl for 70. That's fantastic. Gives us a 52 rated NXT UK. The general feeling is that NXT UK doesn't have enough interesting storylines going on. That feels personal. Wow. Okay, Smackdown kicks off this week in a similar vein to main event, with Big E arriving at the arena, and he's interrupted by King Corbin. Corbin offers to be the tag partner, but once again, there's no answer from Big E. He just walks away and leaves it. 72. Yeah, good segment. It's important to note here as well, in the background, you can see the rabbit. You can see the rabbit. So is it Rambling Rabbit? Something like that. From, of course, the Firefly Funhouse. 72. Let's move on. Alpha Enigma were in action. That's Jeff Hardy and Chad Gable. They defeated the Disciples for a 63. This is okay, but it probably could have been better. Gable was off his game, and he has a gimmick that's getting stale, so I need to change that. 66 from Jeff, 58 from Gable, 52 from Shelton, and 60 from Murphy. Yeah, just wanted to get Alpha Enigma a win. They are well and truly in that tag team hunt, but tonight the tag team champions are busy, so Alpha Enigma get another win. Afterwards, they could have promo on the Usos and Big E. They mention here as well. They say whoever walks away with those tag team titles tonight, just don't worry, because you're not going to hold them very long, because Alpha Enigma are ready to be tag team champions. 68, good promo actually. Sonya Deville could have a very good promo against Rhea Ripley. Tonight, Deville's part of the triple threat for the number one contendership. Sonya Deville, talks about how she may be Miss Money in the Bank, but these two people, these two upstarts have come to SmackDown, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, and have decided to take her spot. Do not think so. Sonya Deville will be champion. That's guaranteed. But she also will be number one contender next week. 70. Randy Orton cut a promo on Ricochet for 71. This is good as well. Orton last week punted Mustafa Ali, and Orton here, he's bragging about it. He's pleased. He's got a smile on his face. He says, last week, I took out one of the most trusted men in your life, and by doing so, I have given you an inch of the pain that is going to come your way at TLC, but I want to see how you react to that pain. I want to see the fire and the anger inside you tonight. Should be very interesting. Randy Orton is part of a six-man tag later on with Ricochet on the opposite side. 71, good promo. Lacey and Carmella defeated Dana Brooke and Natalya for 54. 46 from Lacey Evans, 54 from Carmella, 52 from Natalya, and 38 from Dana Brooke. So this isn't too bad. We're still foreshadowing the heel turns from Lacey and Carmella. We're not going to do it yet. Only 7 segments, but we are getting there. And Lacey and Carmella actually pick up the win now. Since that meeting last week, they seem to have their heads swiveled on here. So let's see what happens. Post-match, Lacey and Carmella call out the women's tag team champions. The Iconics come down. I'm going to use them. I think it might make a good little storyline here. The Iconics come down, and Carmella and Lacey Evans are talking about challenging for the tag team championships. Out come Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, still a tag team, remember. They say that they want the championships, but finally, as it goes into an absolute brawl, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are being beaten down by the 4 women already in the ring, when Asuka and Naomi make the save. Now, Asuka and Naomi might just be teaming up in the future let's put them together and see what happens. But 57, it's actually a pretty good segment. Another Big E backstage segment for his tag team partner. This time it's Sheamus offering his abilities, but Big E walks away. This time it's not Rambling Rabbit in the background, it's the Witch, Abby the Witch. 72, Bray Wyatt watching. Bianca Belair got a promo on Sonya Deville for 69. This is good from Belair. Again, more hype for the triple threat later tonight. Bianca Belair, it's going to be very, very interesting where we go moving forward with her. Let's just say it's going to be interesting. 69, move on. Io Shirai is attacking Sasha Banks backstage. Sasha Banks was on her way to the ring, but Io Shirai has cut her off, and a brutal beatdown with a steel chair to Sasha's legs. 64, Io Shirai. There is no respect at all. Absolutely no respect. These two are going to have a war for the Women's Championship on Sunday. Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler for a very good matchup here. 80 rated match, 4 stars. Kevin Owens beats Dolph Ziggler with a pop-up powerbomb. 76 for Kevin Owens, 58 for Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, no complaints here. I want to get Kevin Owens a win. He's sort of not really doing a lot, but he's important to have on the show each week. One person who wasn't on the show this week, Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins, I believe, if I remember right. Yeah, so Kevin Owens defeats Dolph Ziggler. Ricochet got a promo on Randy Orton for 68. He says, you wanted to see the pain and the anger. Well, tonight is the first night you're going to feel the pain and the anger. And on Sunday, it's about the Intercontinental Championship. I understand that. But it's also about revenge. It's about retribution. Not a hint. I'm not doing it. Yeah, Ricochet, 68. Good promo. The 6-man tag then gets an 81. That's a very good matchup too. The Street Profits and Ricochet defeat Randy Orton, Mojo Rawley and Lars Sullivan in about 10 minutes. Ricochet pinning Lars. Good for him as the Intercontinental Champion to pin a giant. Randy Orton I don't think loses too much by being on the losing side because he didn't take the pin, so it's fine. Angelo Dawkins 58. Montez Ford 63. Ricochet 85, 52 from Lars Sullivan, 44 from Mojo, Randy Orton 84. I really do think Orton and Ricochet could have match of the night on Sunday. It could be fantastic. Orton and Ricochet brawl to end the segment sort of thing. They are brawling. Randy Orton goes to hit the RKO and Ricochet counters it in midair with a handstand. Similar to what Ali did before. We're going to have Ricochet do it here to show off his athleticism. 73. Yeah, I'm hoping these two will have a cracker for the Intercontinental Championship. Rhea Ripley cut a promo on Sonya Deville for 45. The worst of the promos, interestingly, Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair's doing well. Sonya Deville's been doing well. Rhea Ripley, not. She's only just come up from NXT, though, so we do need to build her a bit more. Tonight, triple threat. It's next. So who is going to book themselves a Women's Championship opportunity next Friday? It's Bianca Belair. That's right. Bianca Belair wins a heck of a triple threat match here. 71. Rhea Ripley 51. Bianca Belair 49. Sonya Deville 71. She is flying. Bianca Belair gets the win, pinning Rhea Ripley with a roll up after a handful of the tights. Bianca Belair will get a title opportunity against either Sasha Banks or Io Shirai next week on Smackdown. Big time. Okay, JBL approaches Big E backstage. He doesn't want to be a tag team partner. He says, listen, you've had your options. Who is going to be your tag team partner tonight? And Big E says, no one. I am doing this on my own. I am a lone gun now. I get that. Nobody wants to trust me. I get that. But I don't want to trust anyone either. Tonight, I win the tag team championships on my own. Big E walks out, makes his entrance, but he's not going to be on his own. The Usos come out, and before the match can start, the Fiend enters the building. Well, not the Fiend. Well, I'm going to say it's Bray Wyatt, as in Firefly Funhouse. Bray Wyatt enters the building, and then it's clear Bray Wyatt will be Big E's partner tonight. Now, remember, Bray Wyatt has said he's not going to allow Big E to be a champion. Yep. The next match, then, is for your Smackdown Tag Team Championships. It's the Usos versus Big E and Bray Wyatt, who go one-on-one on Sunday. Your winners by countout and still Tag Team Champions, the Usos. So we did have the Usos win here, but we really put a dodgy finish on it. For an 82, it's still got an 82. Bray Wyatt a 91, by the way. Wow. Big E 72. Jimmy Uso 80. Jey Uso 73. And the Usos get a win here, which will help them massively. It was never going to put the tag team titles on these two. It's just not going to work. What we can say here is Bray Wyatt stands on the apron as if he's the partner, but he never tags in. Big E never tries to tag him in either, but Bray Wyatt is just doing this as a watching brief to make sure nothing happens. He breaks up Big E's pinfalls. He does not allow Big E to be champion to the point that Big E has enough, and they start to fight around the ringside area, and the post-match segment for it for an 83. Bray Wyatt, after the lights go out, he comes back as the Fiend. We know that's going to happen, and the Fiend is taking control of the fight. until Big E starts swinging a steel chair. And now Big E starts nailing him with a steel chair. And it seems to be a bit of a weakness, perhaps, for the Fiend. And the lights go back out. The Fiend disappears again. And Big E looks at the chair and like, interesting. 83, teasing for Sunday. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. And 81 Smackdown. After a bit of a drab week with everything else, you can always rely on Smackdown to save the day. Good main event. Good triple threat. Good six-man tag. Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler was good. Okay, that's your Smackdown and your week done. That was yeah, not the best go home week. I've had better weeks. I apologise really for the lack of planning, I guess is what I would say. But Sunday is ready to go. Don't you worry about that. TLC this Sunday on the YouTube channel is going to be very, very interesting. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. And what can I say? TLC, Big E, Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. Elimination Tables match. Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, Andrade, Randy Orton versus Ricochet for the Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins, Aleister Black, US title, TLC. There is some big matches on the card. I'm hoping for an all-time classic. Let's see what happens. Until next time, peace.